Clay, tell me something you learned recently.
Oh, I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this.
I'll tell you something I learned.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, so after a nuclear detonation,
Mm-hmm.
there's what's called the 7-10 rule, which is a rule of thumb if you happen to not be vaporized by said detonation. The 7 out of 10 rule says that for every 7-factor increase in the amount of time that has passed, the amount of fallout radiation in the area will have decreased by an order of magnitude, or 10.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so
like 7 seconds is 10 times less than 7 seconds before.
multiple of 7 multiple, so like 49 seconds.
Sure, but after 1 second, the amount of fallout is 10 times more than the amount of fallout at 7 seconds.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't know why I picked the most annoying.
Yeah, no,
example,
but well, you're annoying, but
yeah.
So when people ask, like, in the context of like Fallout, the game, or anything like that, like how long would you actually have to be
Sure.
inside a vault or whatever to avoid the most terrible effects of radiation after a large detonation? And it works out because of the 7-10 rule. It's like even for large weapons, like a megaton-sized weapon, the fallout would be within acceptable you can leave a vault levels within a few days.
Oh, wow.
So not like 200 years.
But, there's still the after effects of the fallout. Like the soil is completely, messed with, and the animals have been...
Yeah, I mean, there'll be like
with.
cesium-137 and iodine and strontium-90 contamination, but those half-lives...
Are something.
I'm just saying, it's not like 500 years.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
40 years for...
Sure.
30 years for one half-life of cesium to go through... Hey, and welcome to the Office Hours podcast, the only exclusive Patreon podcast that we do.
That's right, we do it.
We do it. And this is where we take your questions exclusively from behind or inside or within the blast doors, and we answer them to your heart's content. Of course, I'm joined by my young ward of the state, Adef. You know he's smart because he's wearing glasses. Of course, also we have on the boards our FCC, a fact checker, Chompy. That is a very...
There we go.
You gotta turn that up.
You gotta pump that up.
You gotta turn that
later.
up.
Remember,
Pump up the horns.
don't get... Oh, we can't because it's exclusive. Speaking of exclusive, this is the only place where you can get your questions answered for this podcast. Some of these episodes will go out beyond the blast doors, but all of it will always be free, answering only Patreon questions here on Patreon or wherever you're watching this. Let's get to it.
Let's do it.
Let's get to it. What's our first question, Chimpy Chompy?
This is from Landon Taylor. What was the most shocking thing you realized on your Chernobyl excursions? I'm very curious what it was like in those shoes.
Well, first of all, you're not wearing your own shoes. To enter the Chernobyl exclusion zone, you first have to ride a train, a one-way train. It only goes between one location, Slavudic, where all the workers live. There's a couple thousand people that work at Chernobyl every single day. People don't know that. You take one train, crosses through Belarus for a little bit, and then comes back into Ukraine. It's a 40-minute train ride. It's very hot. If you try to open up the windows on the train, the locals will yell at you. I learned. It's like boiling hot, and I'm trying to open the window. Hey! I don't know your customs. The customs.
We're a windows closed society.
And I'm always too hot, so you know me.
Sorry, I'm just a dumb American in Czech's map. Chernobyl.
Yeah, sorry. Anyway, so you get to the plant proper, and then you pass through a radiation portal, which is checking you to see if you're bringing in any contamination in. It checks your hands, the soles of your feet, your face, scanning kind of thing. And then you go through a clean and dirty side of a changing room. The clean side is where you have all your normal clothes. You take off your pants, you take off your jacket, and your shoes and your socks. You go to the dirty side, and you put on a plant-provided pair of shoes, socks, pants, and jacket. And so while you're in the exclusion zone, you're wearing plant-provided clothes. And as you come out of the exclusion zone, you leave them all on the dirty side. They clean them and or dispose of them, and then you put your clean clothes back on, and then you continue on your merry way.
The experience really makes you feel like a Soviet worker.
Yeah, no, and that's always what I've dreamed. If you ever listen to anything that I've ever done,
Yeah.
So, what was surprising about the area? It's eerily beautiful. As I said in the episodes, it is a snapshot of disaster. People were evacuated within 24 to 48 hours, 50,000 people from Pripyat, and everything was left behind. They were told to leave everything behind because they were going to return in 2 days. And so going through the area, it really is like you find stuff you normally wouldn't leave behind if you had a week to pack.
Right.
And so going through those areas is very eerie, and it's eerily beautiful. I will point out that probably the photos that you're thinking of, of the all the gas masks and the baby dolls and stuff like that, most of that has been faked
Sure.
by tour guides to make it seem scary and weird. Everyone that has gone there, everyone that I've talked to, you want to go back. It's weird. Like I'm excited when I get the opportunity to go back. Right now, the Clean Futures Fund, who we raise money for, and the Dogs Chernobyl program, I don't know when this is coming out. They may or may not be in the area at the moment. What's surprising is that I can't wait to go back.
It is, I think, interesting that in many ways it's in the way that you said, like a snapshot of disaster makes me think of Pompeii.
Yeah.
Like, a sort of a place captured in time by a world-altering event.
And Fukushima, too. I went into a building where it still had, the calendar on the wall. I didn't see this personally, but I read a journalist's accounting of, he was going through the exclusion zone, and there was a clock on the wall stopped at the exact moment that the earthquake hit. And it's
nuts.
it's just there as a snapshot. If I wanted to get anything across about that series, it would be that it's not a Fallout style wasteland. It is a almost fully nature reclaimed zone that is grossly contaminated, but not bad enough that you can't walk around.
Thank you, Landon, for your question.
Hey, thank you, Landon. Hey, you remembered that. Nice.
I was using 99% of my brain power. The other 1% was like, what was that Instagram reel I watched? That's where I'm at.
What was it?
I saw an Instagram reel of a guy on one of those like spinning amusement rides at like a fair, and he cannot hold on, and it's like really jank. He's not like bolted in or anything, and he is like flying. I'll show it to you after.
Was it as funny as all those people that died in the duck boat near you?
Oh my god.
I
Next question.
asked you to cut that.
It's in it. It's on YouTube.
It's in the episode.
And now it's a tragic event, and I'm deeply sorry to all the victims' families. Missouri is a great state. I love the Show Me state. Sorry to everybody.
I'm not.
And that is on record. Chompy, what's the next question?
Our next question is from Shane Selby. Which do you think will come first or be of more use?
Chicken.
Quantum computing or biocomputers?
Quantum.
I'm imagining, I can't see us right now, but I'm imagining both Adef and I, our eyes went wide. We're like, I don't know. I don't even know very much about biocomputers. I would imagine that it is using organisms, cells,
Right.
how they normally operate to simulate a neural network or something like, slime molds or something
Yeah,
like
I'm
that.
envisioning like literally the Matrix.
Yeah.
Like
No. I think it's more like mechanical. I mean, like
Oh, sure.
the cells themselves, or the cultures of cells, or the slime mold, or whatever it is, actually doing the computing.
Sure.
Rather than having computation be extracted from them.
You're mapping ones and zeros to like certain biological.
Yeah.
okay.
So I don't know anything about that. I know a little bit about quantum computing. I imagine. Well, I don't know. I don't know how much further along it is in comparison to biocomputing, but
I mean, we've made some pretty big strides in quantum computing this year.
well, that's what I was going to say. And the promise of quantum computing, because it mimics some of the features of quantum mechanics, like superposition and things like that, you can have this exponential increase in computing power because it's literally exponential, with each qubit or quantum bit having two states possible at the same time. So for every qubit you have, you raise it again to the power of 2, or you have 2 to the power of 2 times 2 times 2, however many qubits you have, So like 64 qubits is 2 to the power of 64,
Right.
which is a huge that's a huge number for not that many bits, right? So that's the power of that. And I don't know, I would have to go with Adef here and say that it seems like we're making more strides towards quantum computing, especially when high levels of compute are being is probably super important right now with data centers and AI and whatever.
I think that a big component of this is even just the fact that Kyle and I don't really know anything about biocomputing, because I would say Kyle and I are pretty tapped into science news, and a big barometer for what science is progressing and what science, more importantly, is getting funded is, publicity.
What makes it out?
Right. And if we're hearing very relatively little compared to quantum computing about biocomputing, probably quantum computing, even if, let's say, biocomputing, which again something I know very little about, let's say the science is pretty hard and we understand it quite well and it's just a money problem. Quantum computing is a huge buzzword. Massive tech companies invest billions of dollars into it.
Yeah,
So I think it
Google
is
and-
more likely for that to hit strides quicker. I mean, what was the chip that got released or unveiled this year?
It
This
was
was like
Google-
6 months ago.
Was it Google's chip?
Yeah, Google's new chip that's like a massive step forward in quantum compute. So yeah, I think quantum computing is probably more likely.
Yeah, and then all of cryptography will break, and we'll have to redo the backbone of the internet, and then AI will use it to commit murder or try to commit murder instead of being shut down.
And
that
also
that just happened.
and also Sudoku will be solved faster.
The chip is called Willow.
Oh, that's cute.
I like how they give these like world altering machines fun little like, do you want to use Sora?
Yeah. No, if they were being more responsible, they should call it the Devastator.
Yeah. We've
Oh,
just
God,
unleashed
should we use this thing? I
we've
don't
just
know.
unleashed our new app, The Criminalator, and we want you to use it.
The Ball Vice. Oh man, I don't know.
Ball Vice 4, guys. This is gonna be huge.
Look, I know you guys have been hearing a lot about this. Hey, Steve. Happy to have everyone here. Happy to have, yes, everyone's very excited about Ball Vice 4. Chompy, what's the next question? I could go on. I don't want.
Our next question is from Danny.
Danny boy.
Hi, Danny.
The
So-
pipes.
So I've been involved with and loved science long enough now that while I'll know it when I see it and I'm self-aware enough to accept that Dunning-Kruger may be biting me in the tail here, what are some things to look for in YouTube or any content really to tell the good science from the bad science videos? I know you're sounding the YouTube AI alarm long before the insane and shitification of the YouTube algorithm with AI slop that has just exploded in the last 6 or so months. But beyond AI, what do we look for good, reliable science content? It's a big question.
I think a good litmus test in general for very in-depth science content should, in theory, be like a plethora of research and very little anecdotal evidence. And we're all guilty of this. But I think that like bibliographies works cited, citations, those are good. AI is not going to cite a source.
Well, I'm going to go a little bit more practical with
Sure.
it. Since like I was involved in finding some of these companies that were ripping people off and scamming them. That's
Right.
still, all those lawsuits are still going on and pending. But practically speaking, when you're looking at content on YouTube, the first thing that comes to mind is check their videos page. If they can put out 20 to 30 minute videos twice a day or once, like once every 2 days or something like that, that is impossible for a human to do.
Yeah, that's true.
It just is. It's not impossible to make a 20-minute video every day. Vloggers do that. Streamers do that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying if you want, as you said in your question, thank you so much. As you said, like high-quality, researched, long-form stuff to watch while you're eating your toaster strudel, that cannot be produced by a human at that volume.
Especially like it could be produced by a team at that volume,
Mhm.
but to be able to afford a team of that size, you basically have to be Veritasium, and he's uploading once a week, if that.
No. Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I personally know
Yeah,
all
exactly.
the biggest science guys,
Yeah.
and gals, and thous.
Nice save.
Thank you,
Nice save.
thank you, thank you. I know all of them personally. I know. I won't name names. I know people that make millions of dollars
And they can't do it.
and they still can't do it.
Yeah.
So I would look at the videos page and say, how are they uploading a 30-minute video every 12 hours? That's impossible.
It's also like not even just a can't, it's also like a won't. because let's say Veritasium decided tomorrow to use money to create videos as frequently as possible. You're going to notice by definition the quality of the videos decrease because Derek still wants to be involved with all the videos as intimately as possible. So like the videos will drop in research quality, they'll drop in production quality, the thumbnails will get worse. Like all these
You'll
things.
notice, and that's the other thing. Like, so start looking at the videos page, then look at the thumbnails of those videos on the video page. If they are mass-produced crap, you will notice that almost every thumbnail looks basically identical. And you'll see the weird AI when the thumbnail doesn't match what is being said the video is about, where it's like, NASA doesn't want to tell you this, and it's a giant world-eating worm on Mars for some like totally Photoshop edited AI. You'll notice, but I guess without belaboring this question, going too into it, I would just, if you're unsure about a channel, look at their videos, see how often they upload and how long they are. If it seems like it's too good to be true, and they're producing a volume that seems impossible, it's because probably they are cutting corners in every way possible.
Isn't it interesting that like they can't help but tell on themselves? Like scam artists can't help but do only a little bit. Like if they've found a scam, they must do as much scam as possible.
But that's why it works, right? So any one of these channels, obviously, they're not. Some are getting a lot of views, but most aren't. It's that even if they do get demonetized or flagged or copyright struck or whatever, these companies of sometimes criminals make like 100 channels in every language, and they just get enough to make money.
Right.
So it's, fortunately, I think we are still in the era where we can kind of tell as humans. It's not going to be like that soon.
Well, I think the non-AI part of this question, like more on the side of like, if you're talking specifically about a channel that is just doing bad science,
sure,
but is not AI, which I think is maybe what the question was getting at. I think a big
that's much harder. I mean, like
it's much more difficult.
There's our favorite new #1 science communicator, Angela.
Yes, Angela Collier.
Collier. I forgot again.
Collier. She's great.
She just had a video on conspiracy physicists, and she was talking about like Sabine
Hofstetter.
Hoffenstetter?
I don't remember.
I don't know. Sabine, who is she's a scientist. She makes long form videos, a lot of them. And if you don't really know much about physics or academia, you might be like, "Oh, she's totally right. Physics is broken. Scientists don't actually know anything. Institutions are canceling me for saying weird ideas." That is much harder to navigate if you don't have a knowledge base in the area.
Yeah, I think a big way to recognize if somebody is trying to prove a point to you, and that point seems diminutive or like it is intentionally like
little point.
like if the point is trying to be countercultural or like something really inflammatory, probably second guess what is going
They are
on.
canceling me.
Yeah.
I can't say anything on this video that's going to get 1 million views.
Like if they're saying, if the person is saying that, it's probably for good reason. So yeah, I would say for a lot of these people that are just doing inflammatory takes or like, yeah, exactly. Sabine uploads all these videos that are like, science is broken, physics is wrong, every physicist should die. She doesn't say that.
I don't think she said that.
She doesn't say that. And like some of her science is really legitimate, but if you are trying that hard to like basically for all intents and purposes cover drama, probably not tremendous science communication. Next question.
Stay tuned for my 30-minute episode about the one thing that nuclear is lying to you about.
It turns out gamma radiation not so bad.
Yeah, no, especially no, but seriously, I do have that. I have to do notes on that soon. Okay. It is a 30-minute video about. It's going to be spicy.
Angela's great. Go watch Angela.
Go watch Angela. She is great.
The goat.
I would say any content that is constantly only covering drama or is constantly against something or is like everyone's always attacking me. Any type of content like that, they're just drama farming.
Listen to them. Like if the content creator is telling you everyone's against me, probably everyone's against
me. On their side.
Like who said it? Oh, we still need to watch this. But in Justified, it was like if everyone you meet is an asshole, maybe you're
It
the
could be
asshole.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have also. Have you guys seen those
closer to me.
pictures of like the data farms where it's like one guy and then like
100
100
phones,
phones,
yeah.
that are all connected, and he's just like, and it's like, this is who you're talking to on Twitter. And
I
it's
have
like
seen
a guy with 100 phones.
The meme that keeps going viral of like, this is who you're debating on Twitter right
Yeah,
now, and
it's
it's
just
just
a
a
neural
picture of a
network.
neural network.
I think I just posted that today.
That's so good.
Next question, Champina.
Next question is from Josh Allen. Do you think we'll ever have shaving tools safer than razors? I've always wondered, ever since I saw it long ago, how would the shaving tool that Benjamin Sisko uses on Deep Space Nine work? See the Memory Alpha fandom site's entry shaving for a close-up image of this cool blue cube that Sisko glides over his face.
First of all, Josh Allen, is that not a quarterback in the NFL?
Yeah. He's a big fan.
Great.
No.
That's huge. Can I get season tickets?
No, it's not him.
Yes, I can't really
Do
grow.
you know this
facial hair very
object
well.
that Josh is describing, this Deep Space Nine thing?
I don't.
Chompy, can you look it up while we speak?
I'm
Yes.
gonna look it up on my phone also. I just want to see it.
You made all of the apps on your phone gray with no background?
Yeah, and no,
oh,
and no
what is
names.
that?
I'm trying to get myself to use my phone less, so I'm making my phone repulsive.
Oh, I kind of like that actually. I take it back.
Thank you.
I like it.
I turned all my icons into Labubu's.
Did you really? No, you didn't.
No, that'd be sick
No, you didn't.
though.
Okay, I looked up Deep Space Nine shaving object, and in a shocking result, there are fewer than 20 images on the image result.
In the entire internet. So, do you think shaving technology will ever get better than a straight razor? I'm gonna go ahead and
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna say no.
300 years from now, if people are still just using a straight razor, we have failed.
No, 300 years ago, we were still using straight razors because they work, and that's all you need.
Yeah, but presumably in 300 years, look, Waymos are driving around the city. If we don't have a laser grid that just like all the hair off my face,
I haven't fully shaved my face since 2020.
I fully shaved my face yesterday.
Really? See, I can't use a straight razor. I actually can't. I have sensitive neck skin, and if I use a straight razor, every single hair on my neck gets ingrown, and then I get
Okay, but how many
blemishes for like a month.
people are shaving themselves with straight razors? I'd say almost nobody.
Oh, you got to use an electric razor.
I just have a normal like Gillette. Whoops. I just have like a Gillette 3-blade.
The best a man can get.
Sponsored by.
Gillette.
But like, are people using straight razors on themselves? I feel like that's a barber thing. I get a straight razor done at the barber. That's dangerous. You gotta be like certified.
like a razor, like the T-shaped razor, not
Yeah.
the Bill the Butcher.
Well,
razor.
when you say straight razor, I think of
That's
like
a-
I go to a
yeah,
barber.
it's a
That's what
single
that's
blade.
what
That's-
Josh is asking the question.
Josh Allen, quarterback of the
Nintendo Patriots.
Bengals.
I don't know. I don't watch sports.
Josh,
Don't look it up.
As we all know, the latest in shaving technology comes to us from Dollar Shave Club with the Lawnmower 4.0. Dollar
Lawn-
Shave Club.
Lawnmower is well, actually,
Chompy
Chompy,
listens to a lot of podcasts.
That's Manscaped. So the lawnmower.
Or Manscaped, damn it. I mixed them up. No sponsorship. It's canceled.
I think that it is exceptionally likely that within the next couple hundred years, yes. But I would say the fact that I agree with you. The fact that over the last 1,000 years, razor technology has remained relatively stagnant.
It's the wheel. You're never gonna have a better wheel.
They tried
No,
squares.
Did you see the cube? Can you see it? That's the cube.
You were so far away from us.
Do you put it like over your face and it just like
It looks like he's just gliding the little cube. It's like a little
like
what
a
do you-
little
what do you-
robot?
How
ice
do you think
cube.
it works? Laser?
I mean, lasers.
Well, where
would
does
be
the hair go?
to the
It's
ground?
zapped up.
It gets zapped up. Do you know how much that would stink
If the hair is
Yeah,
being
it'd be
burned
stinky.
off
burnt
your
on your
yeah.
face into your nose?
Well, presumably the technology could be sophisticated enough that the laser isn't burning their hair, but rather like, well, I guess that is burning if it's.
Well,
gonna cut it,
presumably the
yeah.
technology would be sufficient enough that it probably.
Well, presumably
well,
when I
therefore,
shave my face with the razor,
quid pro quo if you are
vis-a-vis
using-
can we therefore.
I know big words.
Yeah, I think it's possible, but I think the fact that razor technology has been relatively stagnant over the last 100 years means we probably have hit the best thing, at least with our current technology. R&D is being spent elsewhere, like bombs.
Last question.
Last question comes from Jason Lowenthal. If we start achieving Jurassic Park style cloning of extinct species,
Mm.
should we?
Mm.
Two, What species would you like to see de-extincted? Be it more recently or something way prehistoric, assuming we could treat it properly and feed it properly when it's alive, and it also wouldn't cause ecosystem havoc.
Yeah, I think that
Ooh, I like your little
Ecosystem havoc.
Okay, so first of all, let's answer the fun part of the question, and then I'm going
sure
to be
we
the,
can do the
then-
annoying. Yeah.
Then I'm going to be the wet blanket.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. I was going to be the wet blanket immediately.
You know, so if
let's-
any Chompy, you think of one too. If any extinct animal you could bring back, what would it be? The first thing I thought of as I was speaking, whenever I see, which is very often, whenever I see an image in a textbook of these megafauna that early humans poked into extinction with their persistence feet, they used their feet and they.
I mean, the Ice Age was a contributor too, but continue.
I think isn't it?
Is it mostly human caused for most of the megafauna?
I would, Chompy. Why did the megafauna go extinct? I believe it was mostly predation by humans and just
Interesting.
over.
It's just it's mostly an anthropic cause.
Anthropogenic.
Due to a complex combination of human impact and climate change.
Okay.
We're both right.
We're both right.
Anyway, so whenever I open a textbook and I see some of these megafauna, the one that I always remember that I just can't picture is these giant ground sloths.
My answer was also the ground sloth. Have you been to the La Brea tar pits here in
Yeah,
Los
yeah,
Angeles?
yeah.
They have a life-size recreation of the ground sloths.
They are so big.
And unlike any creature that currently
It's so sloths today are very small, very slow, kind of pathetic, but kind of cute. Ground sloths are like 12 feet tall, and you in
they
text
have like claws that
yeah,
are like
and in textbooks you see them like eating from the tops of trees, and for whatever reason, just growing up learning about dinosaurs and going through dinosaur CD-ROMs, that's a disc that Data is on. Going through dinosaur CD-ROMs when I was
an interactive CD-ROM.
when I was a kid, for whatever reason, I can kind of conceptualize a large dinosaur. The large ground sloth, I cannot. I want to see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
Like, I feel like people don't understand how big polar bears are until they see one.
It's also possible that I feel like the ground sloth, especially because it's not carnivorous, it only uses the claws against enemies that are trying to attack it.
Or it's probably just grabbing branches.
Yeah,
and stuff,
exactly.
yeah.
I think it would not disrupt the ecosystem that much, presuming, of course, and this is the annoying part, like, okay, can they exist against the pathogens of today?
Well, this is the problem that a company called Colossal Biosciences is working through. They want to de-extinct the mammoth, and they are working with. It's not just a scientific problem. It's also they have to think about, okay, well, where are these animals going to live? Are they going to live in harmony with the ecosystem? What genes do we need to turn on or turn off so that they have, the right temperature resistance if they're going to be in Siberia like they used to be? How are they going to interact with the local flora and fauna? How are they going to interact with the peoples in those areas? So it is a really, really complex cultural, political, geopolitical thing that they're trying to figure out with de-extincting these animals. Wet blanket time. There are very few animals that we could de-extinct. The reason being is that you need a basically perfect sample of their DNA, and then you need an animal that can birth that embryo. So for a woolly mammoth, we have almost a complete genome or a complete genome from frozen samples that we find in Siberia and permafrost and stuff like that. But then we need to fertilize an embryo, have that embryo become viable, and then implant it in a modern elephant, and then have that birth be successful. So we don't have any dinosaurs to try to birth a dinosaur.
Imagine giving a T-Rex embryo to an alligator and being like, fly free, my child.
Good luck. And so you have that modern birthing problem, which I think is always completely forgotten. But then you also have the DNA problem, where we know that DNA has a kind of half-life where it degrades over time. And so unless you have a really good sample of something, DNA can only go back tens of thousands, maybe 100,000 years. I forget the exact figure, but not 65 million years. And so the chances of ever de-extincting a Tyrannosaurus Rex, like you said, fully, like we want to do with a mammoth, seems like a no-go.
Which is sad because my real answer is T-Rex. I'm a #dinosaur kid till I die.
Oh yeah, those CD-ROMs.
I think it would be epic if, like, look, just bring the T-Rex back and let him fly free and then just see what happens.
Do you mean
You're on your commute to work and it's like, you turn on the, like, AM radio and it's like, attention, people on the 405.
we
There
got
is
a
a herd of T-Rex
Oh man,
southbound. Please use the 10.
I guess it would be T-Rex if it was plural, huh?
T-Rexes. Tyrannosauruses Rex.
Rexer? I hardly know her.
Chompy, what's your answer for extinct animal?
Yeah.
I want a saber-tooth cat.
Yeah.
You want a saber-tooth cat?
Saber-tooth
Yeah.
tiger would be sick.
I want to pet it.
I mean, yeah, I want a dog-sized cat.
Yeah.
Saber-tooth tiger, I think, would, and you can bleep this, F me up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any wild animal is.
Yeah, but that one
What wild animal do you think you can fight?
A rabbit.
Dang, I shouldn't have such a low bar for that one.
What wild animal? A fly.
A frog. You could fight a giant sloth.
No, dude. They're as heavy as a car.
I don't think they're fast though.
It's not about speed.
Yeah, I get
It's about speed. It's about power.
I would climb up its hair on its back behind it and then
What, Shadow of the Colossus style?
Yeah. Have you learned nothing from Eco? Thank you so much for your questions. As always, if you want to have your question answered by Adef, Chompy, and myself, go to patreon.com/Kyle Hill and get your questions in so that we can talk about them here. Only patrons will have their questions answered. Some of these episodes will go out to the public just to get more test sub members behind the... but everything will stay free forever here on Patreon just for you. Thanks, Adef, for being here. Thank you, Chompy, for being here. Thank you all. Please. We'll see you next time. Proper volume.